Hey guys, today I am bringing you an updated guide to obtaining double, triple and even quadruple 100 stat builds. In this guide, I'll be comparing multiple different methods to see which one is more efficient and which one drops the best armor for seasonal as well as free-to-play players. We are also going to dive into stat distribution so you know exactly how to get those big spikes that you will see in God roll armor pieces. Farming Artifice Armor will also be a topic in this guide, and to finish up, I will teach you exactly how to use D2 Armor Picker so you can make your own builds in less than 5 minutes. So without further ado, let's start with what is even considered high stat armor. In my opinion, high stat armor is any armor piece with 60 or more total stats. If you're a seasoned player, then you will most likely be looking at 64 and above. The maximum total stats on legendary armor is 68. However, don't be deceived by the total stats, since the actual stat distribution is far more important than the total stats. On the other hand, some exotics can even roll with 71 total stats, and that is because they come with a specific intrinsic bonus, which you can find on this website. Our stats are divided into two buckets, and the game will always try to spread them out evenly between both buckets, usually around 30 to 34 per bucket. For PvE, in the top bucket, we have a 66% chance of getting the stat that we need, which in this case are resilience and recovery. In the bottom bucket, we only have a 33% chance of getting discipline, and that is why it is highly recommended to use a discipline armorer ghost mod, since this will guarantee at least 10 points into discipline, and usually it results in big spikes. However, if you already have a ton of armor pieces with high discipline, then you can always try out Resilience Armorer instead to balance out your armory, that way you have more options when creating builds. Before I show you the best farms for high stat armor this season, I am really excited to announce today's video sponsor, Marvel Strike Force. Marvel Strike Force is a free mobile team-based action RPG game that allows you to play as your favorite Marvel heroes and villains. Pick your characters and assemble your dream team in order to crush your enemies and save the universe. As a new player, you can unlock up to 17 characters within your first 30 days. Characters such as Deadpool, Gambit, Wolverine, Moon Knight, and even Venom. With Marvel Strike Force constantly releasing new content, making the meta shift will guarantee that you'll always have something exciting to do. I personally love training and leveling up my heroes to see them grow stronger and unlock new cool abilities. Another thing that caught my attention is the stunning visuals of the characters as well as the locations where you fight. Seriously impressive. This month we have a limited new player only promo code, Logan, that will unlock Wolverine completely for free, as well as 500 power cores and 5 premium orbs, so you can start your journey nice and strong. You also can't forget about the event calendar for June, filled with exciting events to make sure that you have plenty of things to do. Scan the QR code or check out the links in the description to download the game completely for free, and shout out to Marvel Strike Force for sponsoring this video. Moving on to actually farming the high stat armor, the most basic way is by focusing it with the seasonal vendors in the helm. In this case we have Failsafe, and she sells very good high stat armor. To buy this armor, you will first need to unlock the feature, which you can easily do by completing the first specimen ID quest that you get from Failsafe while progressing throughout the seasonal questline. Buying armor also costs echo engrams, but you will get plenty of those throughout the season. Another very good high stat armor farm is Pit of Heresy. This requires Shadow Keep, which you can easily get for less than $5 online. Pit of Heresy can only be farmed when it's the weekly dungeon, and you can see that by either checking it online or simply seeing if it drops a pinnacle reward. And here you have to get the final boss checkpoint on a second character and continuously farm the boss with a fire team. The high stat armor from here has some insane spikes, and it's guaranteed to drop with 216 stats at minimum, which is what makes this farm very good, especially if you don't have the current season unlocked or if you've run out of echo engrams. Legend Tears of Eternity is also a decent option if you can't do the previous two, since this one is free to play and you'll also be farming a lot of very good craftable weapons while doing it. Theirs is just like Pit of Heresy because it will also drop 2 stats at 16 minimum, which means that you will get very good spikes. The only issue with theirs is that it's a 6-man activity, which is not quite popular at the moment, and it has an incredibly big loot pool, so it's very hard to target farm items. Solstice, Iron Banner and any major events are also free to play, and they usually drop very good high stat armor, so make sure to stay on the lookout for those, especially as a free to play guardian. Finally, we also have Xur and Ada 1, which will occasionally sell high stat armor for everyone, so you might want to check on them each week just in case. If you want to take your stats to the next level, you will have to farm Artifice Armor. This is armor that comes with an extra mod slot that allows you to use a +3 stat mod of your choice. However, what most people don't realize is that this +3 actually turns into a +5 or even +8. This is because, for example, if you are at 97 resilience, you would need to use a minor resilience mod to hit the 100 cap. However, with Artifice, you can instead use the +3 that you get for free, which means that you no longer need to use the minor resilience, and now you can, for example, put a recovery mod instead, gaining 5 extra stats thanks to Artifice. As you can see, Artifice is kind of a big deal, and I would highly recommend farming the class item for each one of your characters because you always use the same one for all builds. Artifice Armor can be farmed from Master Dungeons, Grasp of Avarice being one of the most popular ones since the final boss can be easily one-faced on Master difficulty and getting to damage takes no time. Warlord's First Encounter is another popular one when farming Artifice Armor. Once again, this boss can also be one-faced with a couple of Strand Titans. Lastly, remember that with the final shape, exotics now can be upgraded one more time to unlock an Artifice slot. This is quite expensive, but if you plan on using the exotic, it's absolutely worth it. Now that you fully understand how stats and armor works in Destiny, let's move on to D2 Armor Picker to learn how to easily make builds in under 5 minutes. Make sure that you log in with your Bungie account and select which character you want to make a build for on the top left of your screen. Scroll down and select which exotic you want to use. After that, scroll down further to the Stat Boost Selection tab, and then here choose your subclass and then the fragments that you plan on using with your build. Now you can go back up and start selecting your stats. Always start with 100 resilience and then usually go with 100 discipline. You can leave the stats that you don't care about unselected, that way they don't mess up with your results. Once you're done selecting stats, on the right side you will see a bunch of results come up showing you which stat mods you will need to equip. For example, if you're seeing all major stat mods, then you might want to lower down your stat selection, that way it will start showing you combinations with minor stat mods, so you can fit in actual combat mods in your armor. For example, I always look for a combination with at least one minor discipline mod because I like to use triple weapon surges on my boots. Once you're satisfied with the stat mods, go ahead and click on the result. This will expand and it will show you exactly which armor pieces you will want to use. There is multiple ways to equip these. You can click on Equip Items Beta at the bottom. If this doesn't work for you, then you can also copy the DIM query to clipboard, go to DIM and paste it on the search bar at the top. This will highlight the items so you can move them and equip them. After that, simply slot in the stat mods that you were asked to in D2 Armor Picker and finish up your build with whatever mods that you want to use. And that is how to easily make double and triple 100 builds. If you guys have any questions or need help farming Artifice Armor, join up my Discord server and we'll be more than happy to assist you. Huge shout out to my Patreon members for supporting me, and thanks to Marvel Strike Force for sponsoring today's video. Have a wonderful rest of your day.